Hi guys. So I've been thinking a lot today. This morning when I was getting ready to go to work, I was listening to my favorite YouTuber, and she's gotten a lot of backlash and a lot of I think that she's been judged a lot, and I think it's wrong. This morning she opened herself up, and it was so raw and it was so real. I just cannot wrap my brain around her story. It's a story that, my goodness, as a child, as an adult, as a human being, no one should have endured what she has. My goodness, it was just so raw. And the person I'm speaking of is Truthfully Trisha. And let me tell you all, this girl has got some courage. She absolutely is one of the most courageous women. I don't know her personally, but what a story she has. Oh, it's hard not to just want to break down and cry. I mean, my heart was so pulled out of my chest listening to her this morning. I'm fortunate and blessed. I'll share with you something that's quite private, but I was adopted at birth. I don't know who my biological birth people. I don't really want to call them parents, because a parent to me is someone who raises a child and is there for a child. So I'll just say biological woman that birthed me, of which I might add, I have no grudges. I hold no contempt whatsoever. I was blessed with a wonderful mother and father who I thank, who carried me for 9 months, who was able to, who knew, this woman knew, I can't take care of this baby, and I love her or him enough that I'm gonna carry this child in my body. I'm going to give life to this child, and then I'm going to let this child go. I am going to give this child life, and I'm going to give someone else a child for their life. So I'm very thankful for who birthed me. I have the utmost respect for her. To me, that is the most selfless act she ever could have done. And if I had the chance to meet her, I would say thank you. Thank you, because you gave me wonderful parents whom love me, adore me, who treat me like their own, and who actually, as the years have gone by, that my characteristics, my mannerisms mimic those of my father and my mother. So I'm blessed and I'm grateful. I almost lost what I was talking about. But back to Truthfully Trisha. She has much courage and strength, and she has overcome some really huge obstacles and hardships, and that takes strength for her to admit her faults, to admit where, she's made mistakes. She owes no one an explanation, especially not YouTube world. She owes no one any explanation whatsoever, but she chooses to let her voice be heard. She chooses to let her truth be told as she knows it. And the backlash that she has gotten, the ridicule, the persons who just want to to trigger her. I am so over looking at my Facebook feeds and seeing Truthfully Trisha triggered Truthfully Trisha. I mean, seriously, could you not choose someone else to target? You know, you target someone who, it's the whole world. Anyone who has seen Dr. Phil, who has heard that Trisha was on Dr. Phil, knows that Trisha suffers from a mental illness. And you want to pick and choose your battles with someone who has a mental illness? What does that say about you? And you come on the camera and you scream and you holler and you... Why? What is your issue? Is your 5 minutes of fame or your 5 minutes on YouTube have to be bullying someone who suffers an illness? I just absolutely cannot wrap my brain around why you would want to purposely sit out to trigger anyone. Just shake my head in disgust. Because what kind of heart do you have? What kind of person are you that you have to bully, ridicule, mock, and get on YouTube and pick at her, just pick and pick and pick. Oh, I triggered. You want to set pants on fire that she gave to you? She gave to you a pair of pants, a pair of jeans that obviously were important to her because she thought you were in need. And you come on TV, on YouTube, and you have someone video record you catching her pants on fire. Wow. Really. That's pathetic, and I find it appalling. You know, those who suffer mental illness don't need to be bullied. They don't need to be ridiculed. They don't need to be picked at. If you have a personal issue with Trisha, so be it. You know, so be it. But when you come on social media, or you come on YouTube, and you're foul-mouthed, you're crude, you're rude, and you target Trisha. You target someone who is, you know, who mentally suffers an illness. I feel for you. I truly do. Heaven forbid something happened to you, your family member, or a loved one, and they have a mental illness. Would you want your family member treated like this? Is that what you're proud of? Are you proud of the bullying, of the triggering someone? Again, why? Do you think that makes you look like a big person? Do you think that makes you look like a badass? I'm here to tell you it doesn't. It makes you look very small. So, Trisha, back to you. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for sharing your story. I want to thank you for your words of encouragement. I want to thank you for Sam. I want to thank you for the smiles that you've brought to people's faces, the motivation that you have given people. Because you have. You know, your viewers don't watch you. They don't watch you because, yeah, sure, okay, so you were seen on Dr. Phil and that spiked in interest and then you got followers. But you know what, girl? You're keeping them. You're getting those views. And then you got people that are riding along on your coat strings in any manner they can, thus triggering. And the whole jigger, someone please out there explain to me what a jigger is, because I really don't know. A jigger, I kind of feel like I think I might know what that means, and if that's the case, wow, that's rude. So rude. Anyway, Trisha, back to you, girl, because it's about you. I thank you, and I appreciate your words. I hear your truth. And you know what, girl? You're a survivor. You are a survivor. So you do, Trisha. You do you. Your daughter, your husband, your family knows you. They know your heart. They know exactly the woman that you are. This morning as I watched, I did see a bit of a breakdown. I did see a very raw moment between a husband and a wife. And girl, he's got your back. He loves you. Do I agree with how he got your attention? Do I agree with? Maybe not. But you know what? That's your business. That is you and Sean's private business. And I truly think the man loves you. He has your best interest at heart. He truly does. And many of us, I'm fortunate enough to have a husband, and I know he has my back, and I've got his. And I know that he can push my buttons just like I can push his. But at the end of the day, I'm his and he's mine. And his heart knows my heart, and my heart knows his. So, you work on you, Trisha. You work on what makes you happy. To these bullies, to these trolls, I know it's hard to ignore, but do you, and just know, Trisha, that you have many friends. You have a friend right here. You have gained a friend in me. You truly have. And you have touched my heart. You have gave me inspiration on days when I'm having a little trouble finding it. I see you pushing through, and that pushes me onward. You talk about being a good role model for kids. I absolutely 100% agree with you. I wonder to myself the future that we as a society are bringing up. What kind of young adults are we bringing up? Those that want to spew venom, those that want to be vile and ugly and nasty. People, pay attention. Pay attention, because you have eyes that are watching every move you make, every word that comes out of your mouth. They're absorbing it like a sponge. And you aren't just responsible for you, you're responsible for someone else's life. You're responsible on how your son, your daughter turn out in this world. I am so tired of seeing the disrespect and the vitality of some of our youth today. They're disrespectful. They're self-centered. They expect everything just to be handed over to them. That is not how it works in the world. So maybe we need to take a good look at ourselves and ask ourselves, I have 2 eyes watching me, maybe I have 4, maybe I have 6. Is this how I want my son or daughter to be? Usually I know myself personally. I've made mistakes as a parent. I most certainly have. My daughters came from a broken home. Their father and I divorced. Am I proud of that? No. But I know that the decision that their father and I made was the best decision, and we truly had their interest at heart. We should have divorced many years before we actually did, but we stayed together thinking it would be good for the kids. No. And as much as they wanted mommy and daddy together, I think they appreciated the people that mommy and daddy both became. So we all make mistakes. We all have a past. You talk a lot about rape. Trisha, I can't share that I can share that story. Right now, I'm not as courageous and as strong as you are. Just know, Trisha, that you have touched many people. You truly have. And those days when you want to give up, you push through and you give us encouragement to push through. I so wanted to give you a hug today. I so wanted to. If you weren't so far away, and I wouldn't have come off as complete stalker, because I would anyway, because you don't know me, but you really needed a hug, girl. And I would have given that to you. So, Trisha, this video is for you. And it's also for all of those survivors out there. It's for all of us women, men, whomever that are survivors, that are good, true people, that aren't bullies, and see the good in people and the purity in people. So